Today in court we heard Donna Adelson reading a text message from her daughter Wendi, which came after Charlie was jailed for the murder of Dan Markel.
Dear Mom, I know you are upset by the verdict, but the anger directed at me is not justified. I'm not responsible in any way for Charlie's situation. I am not guilty because I did not do anything wrong, and I was not involved in any way with Danny's death. Which she was.
I didn't say she was. It's not a denial and it's not support. It's somewhere in between, and it's that space in between where language gets interesting. This is a quick look at day 6 of the Donna Adelson trial. I'll be doing these short breakdowns every day court is in session, focused only on what people are saying and how they say it. If you're new here, this is different from trial coverage you'll get anywhere else. I'm not summarising the headlines or the main moves of the day, looking at the legal arguments or analysing facial expressions. This is statement investigation. It's a method that looks at the exact words used by people involved, because that's where deception hides. Intention leaks, and that's where the truth comes out. If you want to get these daily breakdowns, then do subscribe to this channel now so that you don't miss a thing. It's also where you'll find the full weekly deep dives looking at the biggest testimony of each week. Before we go on to look at this text message, which, wow, there is so much in that. Thank you so much for your comments. I found so many of them really interesting to read. It's great to know we're spending time together on this trial. Cindy says, "This is great. I'm enjoying my coffee and your words of wisdom from North Arkansas." Cindy, I'm a big coffee fan myself, so that fills me with delight to think that you're enjoying a coffee and some statement investigation. One here from Music Man: "Just stumbled across your channel." I'm sure he means stumbled, but that is an invention of a great word, stumbled. And to say I have to say I was glued to the set with your riveting analysis. Thank you. Great job picking up all those little clues. You should work with the prosecution. I'd be more than happy to, although I do hear the defence pays better. Nurturing says, "Brilliant, thank you. Just subscribe." You got the message. Subscribe to make sure that you get these episodes. We have one here from Words who says, "Maybe Wendi just has a thing for TV repair guys." Just, I think, has been people's biggest learning from these daily breakdowns. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and look through the archives, because you will learn why the word just can indicate a big deal of deception. Such a little word hides such a big thing. And then we have one here from Kay who says, "Wendi is allergic to a simple yes or no." I get what you're saying, Wendi, but look at the deep dive episode when it comes out, because we will see Wendi is very good at yes or no when it suits her, and then allergic at other times. So let's go on to today's evidence. And we had the FBI guy up again playing all the wiretaps. This one comes at some point after Charlie has been jailed, and it's Donna. And at this excerpt we're going to listen to, she is reading a text message that she's received from Wendi, and also giving us some of her commentary to it as well. So let's have a listen, and then we'll break down the words that are used both by Wendi in the text and by Donna in her commentary.
So she said this morning, "I thought she'd be racing over here last night. Dear Mom, I know you are upset by the verdict, but the anger directed at me is not justified. I don't know how much anger there is. Really don't. I'm not responsible in any way for Charlie's situation. I am not guilty because I did not do anything wrong, and I was not involved in any way with Danny's death." Which she was. "When I was interviewed by the police and testified in court, I told the truth, as I was required to do. I cannot control how the prosecutor used my statement to Charlie's trial." Again, I didn't say that. "Also, as you know, my lawyer has advised me not to talk to my family or anyone else about this case." Now, about the case, which is true, we've never done it. "I've followed his advice despite your disagreements with this guidance. Please do not text me about this case anymore." Not about the case, is it? Not what I said. About her brother. And then one, "How are you, Wendi? How's my sister holding up?" Yes. "If you have anything further to say about the case, please go through our lawyers. Right now I have to be singularly focused on taking care of the boys during this difficult time." So I wrote back, "Okay, we have no desire to speak with you about the case. I guess Dad and I are just shocked that you didn't think of coming to see us or even calling us. We are your parents. We are and have always been there to you from the boys. None of what we wrote matters about the case. That's over. I just want you to know how many times Charlie is asking about you. Not only do you not ask about us, but not one question about Charlie, right? We will need to give you some information shortly. and we need some business assistance. Please let us know if you can be of any help.
Right, I believe that the words there reveal a lot about Wendi and what's going on with Wendi, and also a lot about the personality of Donna Adelson. So if I don't spot something you do spot, do let me know in the comments. Let's see what we can get at as we analyse the words there. So we're going to assume that that Donna was faithfully reading Wendi's text there, which I think she was. So the text goes, "Dear Mom, I know you are upset by the verdict, but the anger directed at me is not justified." Donna then gives some commentary, which she does a lot of, and this one is indiscernible. I don't know how much anger, but we don't. But let's look at Wendi's words. "Dear Mom, I know you are upset by the verdict." That's interesting. Upset by the verdict. Not upset that Charlie was the guy who ordered the hit on your ex-son-in-law. Just upset by the verdict. This is how this family talks. I think Wendi is being very careful with what she says here in these texts, but sometimes, even when you're being careful, things will leak out. And therefore, in this family, the conversation is not upset that Charlie turned out to have ordered a hit, but and remember the trial? There was a lot of evidence there to say Charlie was not a good guy, but you are upset by the verdict. That just shows how the Adelsons look at this case. And then we have this commentary from Donna. I don't know how much anger. Donna is not happy. This is not a warm reading of a text whatsoever. The audience here, is important for Donna to get some messages across to them, and that is Donna image managing and going, hey, I wasn't upset, I wasn't angry. The text continues, "I'm not responsible in any way for Charlie's situation. I am not guilty because I did not do anything wrong, and I was not involved in any way with Danny's death." And then Donna says, "I didn't say she was." So let's have a look at all of those. I am not guilty because I did not do anything wrong. I'm not guilty would be enough. You don't have to tell us why you're not guilty. You're not guilty if you didn't do anything at all. That would be not guilty. I did not do anything wrong. It's not, I'm not guilty. It's not, I've got nothing to do with this. She's qualifying the guilt. I'm not guilty because I did not do anything wrong. It's not just plain and simply, I'm not guilty. I'm not involved in this. It's, I'm not guilty because I did not do anything wrong. And what does anything wrong mean? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what does that mean? Why does she not just say it simply and plainly? I'm not guilty, but has to tell us what makes her not guilty. I did not do anything wrong. And I was not involved in any way with Danny's death. Any way is extra. She could say, I was not involved with Danny's death, and it would mean the exact same thing as I was not involved in any way with Danny's death. So she's putting that anyway as some sort of qualifier or some sort of persuasive word there to say, not just, I didn't do it, I really didn't do it, which is the exact same as not doing it. But she's added this in any way in. Now, this comes after Charlie was jailed, and at Charlie's trial, a lot of wiretaps were played. This is a new wiretap. So was Wendi aware that any communications between herself and her parents could be subject to wiretaps, just like this is? Is that why she's talking in this overly persuasive way, that she doesn't feel she can just say, I wasn't involved, but she has to really, really ramp it up with, I did not do anything wrong, and I was not involved in any way with Danny's death? And then we have Donna's response, I didn't say she was. Which means that Donna's open to being able to have said the opposite. I did say she was. Or I think she was, but I didn't say it out loud. I didn't say she was. Donna's immediate knee-jerk response in reading that is, of course she's not involved. She's innocent. Wendi had nothing to do with this. I know that. That's not what Donna says. It's not backing up the denial. It's saying, I didn't say she was. It's very, very different from, of course she's innocent. She's innocent. No, it's none of that. It's just, I didn't say out loud that she was involved. And remember, there's an audience here as well. It continues, when I was interviewed by the police and testified in court, I told the truth as I was required to do. I cannot control how the prosecutor used my statement for Charlie's trial. Now we have Donna's commentary again at the end. Again, I didn't say that. So I told the truth. When I was interviewed by the police and testified in court, I told the truth. Again, when the police are talking to you, why would you lie? When you testify in court, why would you lie? Why do you have to point out that you told the truth? Maybe it's because Wendi thinks that someone's listening in on this and thinks it's important to say I told the truth in case there's any thoughts that she lied. Maybe it's because Mom here was pressuring her not to tell the truth. Mom was saying, Wendi, you need to lie to get your brother Charlie out of trouble here. But Wendi is saying, I told the truth as I was required to do. So here again is Wendi kind of saying in her language, if I wasn't required to tell the truth, then maybe there would have been, some way I could have not told the truth. But the reason that I told the truth was because I was required to tell the truth, not because getting up and telling the truth was the most natural thing in the world to me. Lots in there from Wendi. I don't like Wendi. I do not like this. And then look at Donna's commentary. Again, I didn't say that. Now, what's going on here is in Wendi's text, she's not accusing Donna of saying these things. What Wendi is doing is stating her point of view, and what Donna's doing is taking offense at that and insinuating that Wendi is saying that Donna has said all these things about her, but Donna is denying things. She's arguing with points that aren't made. She's taking it personally. She's turning everything here into being about her. Again, I didn't say that. Well, Wendi doesn't say you said that. And also, what didn't you say? When I was interviewed, I told the truth as I was required to do. I didn't say that. Well, again, why would you not say that, your daughter told the truth? Because that would be a very natural thing to say. Also, as you know, and then Donna adds the commentary, I do know, which doesn't sound warm at all. My lawyer has advised me not to talk to my family or anyone else about the case. And we have the commentary there, I do know, from Donna, which sounds anything but warm. And then Donna goes on to say, look, this is true. We've never talked about the case. About that case, this, which is true, we've never done it. It's got that word never in there, which often applies to deception. Have they never done it? Never? Does she really mean never? Not at any time have they talked about the case? I don't think that's true for a reason. Maybe there's a time frame where they've never done it, but why is she using that really vague term, we've never done it? It continues with some of Wendi's words. I followed this advice despite your disagreements with his guidance. Please do not text me about this case anymore. And then Donna commentaries, it's not about the case, is it? Not what I said. That's her brother. That's he wants. How are you, Wendi? How's my sister holding up? Not what I said. Again, Donna is just bringing this all back to herself and not thinking, what is Wendi saying? She's not really reading and understanding what Wendi is saying. Now, maybe lots of you wouldn't want to read and understand what Wendi is saying, but Donna is turning this into an attack on herself. There seems to be something in her personality that anyone who says something that's not quite in alignment with what she thinks or wants or hopes is an attack on herself. Wendi says, if you have anything further to say about the case, please go through our lawyers. Right now, I have to be singularly focused on taking care of our boys during this difficult time. Now, what does that sound like to you? Right now, I have to be singularly focused on taking care of our boys during this difficult time. Sounds to me like a press release, like a press statement. I really think this is an indication that Wendi knows that these communications could be intercepted, could be read out loud. And so she's taking time to do some image management and say, I'm stepping away from the family because I'm a good person, focused on taking care of the boys during this difficult time. It's almost like that, I will be taking some time away from the limelight during this difficult time. It's very much like a prepared statement there. I think Wendi very aware that these texts could be passed on to others or read by others, read by the FBI, appear in court, just like this one has. So Donna says, so I wrote back, and I think again she's reading the text and saying what was there. Okay, we have no desire to speak to you with you about the case. We have no desire to speak with you about the case, is what she says. She's talking for herself and Harvey, her husband there, I think. And we see this a lot. Donna, again, a lot of personality flaws are coming through in all of this. And here she's talking for two people here. She feels she can be the mouthpiece for the entire family. We have no desire to speak with you about the case. I guess Dad and I are just shocked that you didn't think of coming to see us or even calling us. So this concern for themselves again is coming through. Dad and I are shocked that you didn't think of coming to see us or even calling us. We are your parents and we have always been there for you. You will notice that Wendi has sent a message where she's seems to be a little bit upset, a little bit uptight, aware of some anger towards us. And Wendi's concern is only for herself and for Harvey as well. In all of this communication and in the way Donna reads it out, there is no concern for Wendi from Donna expressed at all. Concern for Charlie? Concern for herself, big concern for Donna. Concern for Harvey, but no concern for Wendi. Interesting family dynamics. So my only concern is for you and the boys. None of what we wrote matters about this case. That's over. I just want you to know many times Charlie is asking about you. Not only do you not ask about us, but not one question about Charlie, right? So she's talking for we again. None of what we wrote matters about this case. And again, it's that's almost emotional blackmail. That you don't talk to us, you don't talk to about your brother. Man, what a horrible person you are, Wendi. We're all shocked by this. And then she finishes it off with, we will need to give you some information shortly. And we need some business assistance. Please let us know if we can be of any help. Please let us know if you can be of any help even. So this is like one of those ones where, you know, you get an email or a text message. Hi, how are you? What have you been up to? Done anything interesting lately? I need a babysitter. Or I need someone to go to the shops and get me something. Do you know what I mean? It reads like one of those. I'm going to pay some lip service and pretend to be interested in you. But actually, here's the ultimate want. We need to give you some information shortly. We need some business assistance. Please let us know if you can be of any help, which sounds very formal. We will need to give you some information. I wonder what that is. I think Donna's aware she has an audience in the room with her. So actually, this was a text message. So we will need to give you some information. I wonder what that was shortly. And we need some business assistance as well. Very non-specific. But ultimately, after getting a text message, and I don't care what you think of Wendi. Wendi is Donna's daughter, and she sent a bit of a heartfelt message, obviously very tense and very stressed with some demands. Donna does not say, yeah, we'll meet your demands or anything like that. Actually, what Donna does is, here's what you can do for me, Wendi. I think a great insight into who Donna is as a person, but don't forget the way Wendi was really qualifying some of those things. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Maybe you will appear in the Day 7 wrap-up if your comment is catches my eye. Do let me know. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you get the daily updates when the trial resumes next week, and look out for the bigger weekly one as well, because that looks at Wendi Adelson's testimony in depth and also Robert Adelson's testimony too. Subscribe to do that, and if you do like this as well, that just helps it get out to more people, because so many people are interested in the trial of Donna Adelson and the family dynamics around the Adelsons as well. So the like button or sharing with people helps get this to even more people. What a great thing to spread around. NeverAtruerWord.com is a website. There you will find more videos on this case, including ones looking at the bump, including one looking at things that Donna has said in court previously, and all the daily updates as well if you've missed any of them. It's NeverAtruerWord.com, and I'll see you soon for something new from Never a Truer Word.